Hi Rachel, here's some feedback on your risk assessment that you did in class today. So just going through your tools, machinery and equipment, there can be more than one risk for each piece of equipment. So for example, the electric sewing machine, the only risk or hazard on that piece of equipment is not damaged electrical cords. So you need to consider what other parts of the machine may cause you injury. It might be that you need to pull out a sewing machine in class next time and have a look. It might be that you need to get the instruction book out of the cupboard in the textiles room and go through and see what hazards they identify. You could even Google the Benino 1008 sewing machine and see if you can find anything on risks of operating that sewing machine. You have, however, correctly laid out the different sections of this table. You seem to have understood the likelihood versus the seriousness of a risk, and your safety measures are very clear, very straight to the point, which is excellent. I'm not quite sure over here what a hemming needle is compared to a small pinning needle. That's strange technology, so you might want to confirm that with me when we get closer to the day. In here you would include scissors and pins and all that small equipment as well. It's really important that you acknowledge all of the equipment that you will be using. For your processes, the sewing the zip was fine, hemming the bottom of the dress, applying a button to the collar, straight stitch, zigzag. These aren't really different processes. They're part of operating the sewing machine, so you don't need to do those. You can take those ones out. Overlocking, again, that overlocking is using the overlocker. It would only be if you were doing a specialty process on there that required different presser feet or things like that. So these two can be taken out, as you've discussed these risks further up. And ironing, again, is up in your small equipment that you're using. An iron is a small equipment. This, for your garment, you need to talk about the process of creating a casing for boning and inserting boning. I have to just go over your final design option just to check whether there was anything else that might go in there. Maybe hook and eye at the top of your zip could be appropriate, but we can talk further. But again, you're understanding the type of information you're writing, especially in here, is really good. The sharpness of what? Hemming the bottom of the dress is the process. So if you're talking about the sharpness of the needle, that's up the top. When you're hemming the bottom of the dress, it could be strained to your fingers from repetitive movement, or it could be that the pins may prick you as they go around or something. So be careful you're not doubling up and putting just an injury or hazard associated with a piece of equipment, but it's actually to do with the process. So I guess an example here is if you put in your, applying the button to the collar. The button could be hard to hold, and you might drop it, which could cause you to have to bend it down. It could be close work, which could cause you to have eye strain if you're doing it in poor lighting, something like that. The product features, yes, the zip getting forward. You're putting questions in here that's not part of it. Another part of your garment is the boning. If you think about the underwire in a bra, what do you need to do to make sure that doesn't poke out and hurt you? How do you look after your garment to ensure that doesn't cause you an injury? It's going to be a similar sort of thing with the boning, even though it's not wire, it's plastic. That plastic poking out could cause you an injury because it's come out of its protective casing. Think about what sort of injury could that cause, and then how could you minimise that risk. It could be to do with the way the client cares for the garment, or it could be to do with the way you actually complete that task on your garment. The working environment is really good. all these are really good hazards, so I'm getting an understanding of this, and the curtain went through this quite well with you, which is really good. The cord and the iron temperature here, be careful that's not doubling up with your iron and your small equipment. It could be that you know, the cords could get caught, or that it could be, you know, tripping hazard. It could be with people moving around the space. But that's a really good start. A few little things to clarify there, and we can talk about those some more in class. Well done.